There were several themes this week. First, lying or withholding information creates conspiracies that people believe, and they believe the worst things when they see or hear them. Second, we had several press conferences with no new information. And third, we had several sad stories this week. I'm your host, Mike, and this is a weekly summary on just legal history. This is the week ending in Saturday, March 23rd. The big news story was the ongoing concern for Princess Kate. We had learned in December that she went in the hospital for an unknown abdominal surgery. Kate hasn't been seen publicly since then, and then early in the week, a picture of Kate came out for Mother's Day. But as people looked, they saw inconsistencies that made it look like it was photoshopped. The royal family admitted the photo was indeed photoshopped, but just done to clean some things up. Then a TMZ video came out showing Kate carrying bags and walking fast. That video was also a fake. And so, the conspiracies came out in full force. From Kate being dead, to Kate wanting a divorce, to Prince William hitting Kate. And then the rumors about Prince William's affair came out and whether or not he had another kid. When you hold out information, people will make it worse than it is. And then on Friday, we finally heard from Kate. She put out a video that she went to the hospital to have abdominal surgery, and then they started to worry about cancer, so they did preventative chemotherapy. We hope the chemotherapy works and a quick recovery for her. However, this was not handled correctly. Next up is a potential baseball scandal. Shohei Ohtani is a phenomenal player from Japan playing for the Major League Baseball for the Dodgers. He signed a huge deal in the offseason with them. It came out earlier this week that his interpreter, who is always around him, had been fired. The accusation was that the interpreter stole millions from Ohtani. But later in this week, questions arose from that, and it was revealed that the payments were to a sports bookie. It was also reported that Ohtani might be paying off his interpreter's sports bets. As of now, we don't know if the bets were placed on baseball or if Ohtani made any of the bets himself. An investigation by MLB was started at the end of the week. Pete Rose has been denied being allowed into the Hall of Fame because of his gambling. What would happen if baseball and their biggest star was found gambling on the game? Would they suspend him? MLB is also coming off a major suspension a few seasons ago of Trevor Bauer, where his alleged sexual assault charges appear that weren't founded. Back to true crime, let's talk about a kidnapping where lying about it led to police searches in a country wondering what happened. Carlee Russell was sentenced to 1 year probation for faking her kidnapping earlier. As I understand, she has already been ordered to pay some of the costs for searching for her. I think together these two things are appropriate for what she did. Let's get to the big case news this week that also has potentially something to do with what appears to be hiding things. On Monday, there was a Delphi contempt hearing along with some other motions that were heard. Unfortunately, video cameras were not allowed in the courtroom, so we had to rely on other people to tell us what happened. Before court even started, there was an argument between two different YouTubers who have subsequently been banned from any future proceedings. The contempt hearing was held, and we will have to wait to see what the judge decides. Both sides have a chance to put in briefs before Judge Gall decides. Gall also put in an order that will ban cameras from the courtroom in the upcoming trial. It will be hard because we have become so used to seeing cameras in the courtroom. But getting back to our theme, not permitting cameras has certainly led to the wild conspiracies that the judge and the state are trying to hold things out of public view. There will be people permitted in the courtroom to watch, so they can't hide that much. Trial begins in May. Now the two press conferences that were held this week. The first one was for Brianna Maitland. It has now been 20 years since her disappearance. She was last seen leaving the restaurant she worked at, and her car was found up against a barn, but no trace after that. The press conference said that there was an FBI reward for information for her case, but no other details were released. The next press conference was for Madeline Soto. Madeline's body was found a bit ago, and the main suspect in her killing is her mom's boyfriend. He has not been charged with her murder yet, though he has been charged with a lot of different other stuff relating to child endangerment and child pornography. The other big question in the case is how much the mom knew. The press conference had said that they are waiting for the medical results before anything further. Now for the sad cases this week. Riley Strain's body was found in the Cumberland River in Nashville late this week. Riley was last seen when he was kicked out of a bar, and then we saw several videos showing him around the area. When he talked to a cop, he sounded okay, but on the other videos, he seemed to be stumbling around. People held out hope that maybe he would be found, but unfortunately, no. As of this time, there is no suspected foul play. But we'll wait for an autopsy to find out how much alcohol Riley had consumed and if there was anything other that happened, like being roofied or other drugs. Please, when you are out drinking, have a designated driver and a designated watcher. This applies to both men and women. And this week, we got to see videos of Ruby Frank and her child abuse case. I won't go into any details because they are disturbing. Ruby pled guilty on several accounts of child abuse and said she would testify against Jody Hildebrandt. Jody also has pled guilty to several charges. Together, these people were possessed by the devil and that they needed to undergo strict discipline to show the way. We await for sentencing. So the morals of this week is that lying and hiding make things seem worse than they really are. And 2, if you go out drinking, make sure that you have someone that can watch over you. Know that there will be some times where you will watch so that you can enjoy yourself on the times that you are drinking. Now off to see how my men's March Madness bracket is doing and have a good rest of the weekend.